Oh, this was the one I was talking about with like Larry Elder recall.
How about Larry Elder
me of the
getting
guy in
chased with a girl wearing a monkey suit and having an egg thrown at his head? Was that racist?
When did that happen?
racist?
That happened when he
Venice.
was in Venice. Some fucking weirdo had a. I mean, Larry Elder sucks, but like I don't know why the fuck someone was wearing a monkey.
Don't you think that's a little racist?
I mean that in any other circumstance, 100% is like if a Republican did that, they would get fucking owned to oblivion. Straight up, that's not even a thing. Like 100%.
Who took my...
Oh, here you go. Here, let's start.
Dude, you remind me of the guy in high school who took my girlfriend, then went on to the next girl. You still think you're better than everybody else. You shut down public schools while your kids went to private school. Even now you live by different rules. You closed tiny coffee shops while you ate dinner at the fanciest restaurant. $12,000 for wine. You've lost...
This guy's like
he's just
20
like
years older than Gavin. So Gavin, like,
he's perfect.
A 10-year-old Gavin fucked his girlfriend when he was like an adult.
I mean, this is like the perfect angry voter. Like this reduces all of the anger that people feel towards Gavin Newsom in a perfect way. Christian dodging bullets like Hasan been catching strays. He's not dodging any bullets.
I literally haven't dodged.
This is not about political parties. It is about you, Gavin Newsom.
Recall Newsom.
This guy, the guy in the ad, looks like he like kills a different cyclist every week. It's like he just murders them with his car.
Just no drip having asses, dude. That's just what you could reduce the entirety of the fucking conservative movement to if we're being 100% real. It's just true. No drip.
I mean, no one in America does. Like, considering that we're the richest country, like the rate of people who are cool, kind of low. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It is low. I kind of like that about us. We're just like normal.
Yeah, we're not trying too hard. Doing our own thing. Oh, my friend wanted me to ask you a question.
Okay.
My friend Ben wants to know if you think like Osama bin Laden, like just objectively, was attractive.
No.
Like not what he did.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I
Okay.
don't.
There's no point in asking him to answer these questions because he's going to give the answers that response that every Republican gives. They don't know how to think hard, so they resort to its impossible fix, and we should ignore it.
Just because I don't want to do it your way doesn't mean it's...
Okay, but to be fair, you haven't really given a good way so far when I asked you some questions. So there's some truth to that.
To fix Californians' fucked
Not to
up
fix
issues.
California, but like homelessness. Like I asked you how to deal with homelessness, and
I said I wanna put them in homeless shelters. End of discussion. Get them off the streets. Put them in homeless shelters for a temporary amount of time. If you maybe we incentivize with different options like temporary housing if you can pass a drug test, etc. But no, I don't want to build universal housing for people. I don't.
I think we definitely should do that.
Yeah, I feel like that's
because that's not working right now. What you're describing quite literally is what the system that we supposedly have right now that's supposed to be.
But we don't, or they wouldn't all be out on the street. So clearly something needs to change. But
no, we do have that. The reason why they're out on the street, regardless, is because homeless shelters are just fucking god awful for the most part. You can't bring your stuff with you. You can't bring your dog with you. They're open for sexual harassment and assault. They're at a higher likelihood than you would be out in the fucking street when you have no protection. And then also on top of that, most importantly, shelters literally fucking, like one, they kick people out during the day. Shelters also won't let you stay there if you can't quit cold turkey, which is like in most circumstances.
So hard.
Well, not just hard, but also a threat to your life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's a big part of the problem.
Well, then let's reform that system. But no, not building universal housing so people can just hang out for as long as they want and
but like,
just
why
live
not?
there. Because no, I don't want to pay for it. That's why.
You don't want to.
I don't want to pay for it.
But if there's no one that is like no homeless people, but universal housing, you still don't want to pay for it?
No, I still don't want to pay for it. And also, I propose this idea. Let's do it, but if you're for it, you pay for it. How about that? Because there seems to be so many people for it. So if there's all these people that are for it,
I do.
Then,
I already pay for it.
Well, let's propose that then. Everybody who's for it pays for it, and everybody who doesn't want
to
doesn't
you
have
can't
to
do
pay
that.
into it.
I mean, the reason why you can't do that is because
I know we can.
People are incredibly selfish, and they'll just say, "I'm not going to fucking pay for it," and then that will never be funded. Okay. That will never get adequate funding, and that's not how this works anyway. Like you should be able to
Well, if we took every liberal celebrity that has tons of money and they just merged all their money together to build sustainable options, I'm sure it could be done.
No,
absolutely.
It still wouldn't, because you still need to.
Only a state can really do it.
Yeah.
Like, there are some things that only, like...
Well, I know
are
because
only
of
done,
regulations, because of...
possible at the capacity of state.
Yeah.
Wow. Not for it.
I mean, it's like how much... People do spend a lot of effort on philanthropy. The problem with philanthropy is that it's mostly just a tax dodge vehicle for liberal
wealthy
and
people.
conservative.
Yeah.
I don't
with
see
money.
anything wrong with that at
And
all.
it's also, wait, you don't have anything wrong with the way that 501c3s are created in this country?
I don't have a problem with someone getting a tax write-off for doing something good now.
Oh, no, but the 501c3s and the way that they're created is just to, like, have fucking high-paying CEOs for the most part. Like, that barely ever fucking...
Do anything
They barely ever do anything. That's why mutual aid is better than 501c3s in, like, 99% of the circumstances. But also... You know, the thing is, like, people don't realize how they benefit from things that are good for the collective good. Like, when asked, most people would say they don't use the highways or they don't use the roads. Why should I pay for it? I don't use the roads, but you fucking do. Or public transit. Why would I pay for public transit if it was going to come out of my taxes when I'm never going to ride the bus? I got my fucking Range Rover. You know what I mean? You know, let's go, Brandon. It's expensive, but I can pay for it, right? But what you don't recognize in that situation is, like, an adequate public transit system actually makes traffic less awful and less congested overall for everyone. And that's precisely why the government, in a lot of instances, has to do something. Unfortunately, in America, we don't have a government that does something. We have a government that does nothing other than, you know, operate as, like, this fucking state that takes money away from taxpayers and offers corporate subsidies to this, like, patchwork of corporations that are going to overtake the place of the government in most instances and do a shitty fucking job at it because all they care about is profits. That's it. You know what I mean?
Period.
Even the workers who built his Range Rover use the bus to get to the factory to build it, so he still benefits from it. Yeah, I mean, of course. It's like, yeah. Do you think the United States is a meritocracy where people with merit actually succeed?
A lot of the time, yeah.
Really?
I don't think it's universal, no, but for a lot of people, yes, absolutely.
I don't agree with that at all.
I mean, you don't think it's possible to work your way up with merit, literally.
But
this is anecdotal, but, like, it's just not true. So that's so many people's stories. So,
I mean, no, it definitely happens. It happens less than in places that have less of a fuck you, pay me thing than we do. Like, not like no one's gonna call, like, any of these, like, EU nations socialist by any meaningful definition, but people are less on their own there, and they have more social mobility. More people move up than they do here.
Yeah.
In the last 30 years.
Like, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in if I didn't have a good spawn point. Okay, my family, relatively affluent in Turkey, right? And despite the fact that my dad lost everything by the time I went to college, it doesn't matter because the affluent beginning that I got in the form of a great education and all this other stuff, not being burdened with, like, debt or having to work or anything like that, and being able to focus on myself and my education, gave me the opportunities that I have now.
Me.
But that's not so social safety nets would make up for that.
Well, both my parents grew up extremely poor, worked their way up. So it's just like we can play this game of stories, but
like one of your parents had, like,
no, my parents zero. My dad
I know,
fat.
But what I'm saying is, like, he had
athletic ability. Well, some people have IQ ability.
Not just like athletic ability, but, like, one of the most amazing athletic abilities of all time.
And my stepdad had no athletic ability. I think he's probably has a really high IQ, sure, built a business, has much more money than my father. I mean, yeah, maybe I do not want to all end up at the same place. I want people who have a special skill to get rewarded for that skill, whether that's a brain skill, whether that's an athletic skill, that's what I want.
But do you think that, like, the children of a guy who has no skills, who just, hey, hey, every day's a gamble for him and he always loses. Do you think they deserve to like live in misery, like to live without dignity?
No,
to
but
like worry about where they're gonna live? No,
but there's so many kids with parents who have special skills and those parents blow their special skill off, and that's on the parent.
But like, what about? What about the kid though? Like, does the kid just fuck them? No, but what do you propose?
Do you think
that there's like government housing?
We have government housing.
No, we don't.
You want better government housing?
No, we don't have government housing.
Not to the extent that we need it. I'm proposing that just there is a basic guarantee of human dignity.
Yeah,
like that other countries have. That you're not just totally fucked if your dad is like, oh, I spent all the bread money.
Yeah.
Spent all the bread money on unleaded gas to win a street race and I lost.
Because
that's a lot of people. I've known guys like that, and sometimes they have kids.
Or depending on where you're born, right? Like, you can't honestly say, obviously, that like some kid born into like a rich executive producer's family in Beverly Hills has the same starting point as
I don't want to solve, but they should have an extra start. Their parent worked to give them that starting point. So
no.
You're saying fuck what that parent put in? No, he has the starting point because someone worked for it. And they should have that starting point because it was worked for. It didn't come from something random.
But you're missing my point. What I'm trying to say is that people are always going to have additional advantages. That's a given. I'm not advocating for like the equality of outcome or whatever the fuck Republicans think like leftists believe in. Okay, that's not a real thing because look at the NBA. There's always going to be someone that's taller, someone that's faster, someone that's stronger, someone with more skill. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm simply stating is being able to offer every single citizen, every single individual that steps foot inside of the U.S. fucking border, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Across the board, a same level of base material equality and a same starting point that addresses all of their humanly interests and needs so that everyone can prosper and everyone can have lead a life of dignity.
And then I could get on board with something you were saying. If you didn't say anybody who steps over the border, why are you when we have Americans who can't take care of themselves, can't afford basic needs.
But okay. So you'd be fine. So you'd be fine if we had a stronger border.
If we had a stronger border, we talked immigration, then we could discuss it. Sure. I don't know what that would look like. But when we're bringing.
We could discuss it. It's like,
but you won't even say yes to that.
No,
you won't even say yes to that, even if we had.
We could discuss.
You won't even say yes to that, even if we had.
I've used that one too many times in my life to know what that means. To not know what that means, rather.
Yeah, no.
So you're against it, like, even though
I don't know what you're saying. You're saying I'm against universal, but y'all pitch it in a way where you say, "Oh, it's just the bare minimum for people."
Yeah.
No, lots of people are surviving at the bare minimum on the horrible welfare system that we have. So no, people are surviving off the. So then you say, but what is your bare minimum? A luxury apartment,
minimum?
Like
no,
Austria?
a bare minimum is like adequate shelter that has like actual fucking hot water, cold water, like
even if you're not working on your life at all, like lots of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, like,
why not?
If a kid's parent is like fucked up, they can't get it together, whatever reason. Whether you want to say it's because they're a bad person.
Well, let's do something for kids then. Let's have a program for
they're
kids.
gonna live with their parent. Like, why should they have to live at a fucking bus stop because their dad like fucks up all the time?
No, they're kids, elderly, non-productive workers, or like unproductive people that are not a part of like the labor class or whatever should still deserve a life of dignity, especially because we can fucking pay for it. If your fear, on the other hand, is that like, well, then we're not going to incentivize these people to like work hard or whatever. You're not incentivized to fucking work hard right now, but yet you still do, right?
I think I am, yeah.
What is your incentive?
I want more than even my parents are willing to give me.
Okay, but like you have been afforded a life of luxury because of who your parents are, and yet you still want more. That a lot of people strive for that, except they don't even have like their needs taken care of.
I'd say if you pooled all celebrity children, yeah, there's a lot of celebrity children who work hard, and yeah, sure, but if the majority don't. I would say the majority don't want more than they have.
Yeah, and they shouldn't die, is my point.
No, but
Okay, that's fine. Like, their parents worked hard. They no longer have to. That's fine. If they don't want to work hard, that's fine. What I'm simply stating is that there's plenty of people. Like, you got fucking kids, their parents are teachers in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? They're making like 28 grand a fucking year. They have to do Uber on top of that. Like, that child should not be in a worse situation overall. Like, there should be that child should be taken care of. That parent should be taken care of. There should be a fucking housing.
Aren't they being taken care of?
No,
not at all. There are people who
they're living under a bridge. They can't afford food. Like,
they're living.
No,
they're living.
The...
They're living like. Do you see the story in New York about the apartment that had no heat, so they had to run a fucking space heater in the hallway?
And it fucking
burned down and killed 18 people. I bet there are, out of those 18 people, I could pick out people that would fit your benchmark of someone who's doing everything right, who's like doing what they're supposed to, whatever that means. You would find enough people, and they still got fucked because this is a brutal country, even for people who are ostensibly doing everything right.
Yeah, plenty of people who work super fucking hard. Most people, I would say, even that work super fucking hard, are never going to get above. They're never gonna actually fucking reach financial security, not because they haven't worked hard enough or smart enough, but simply because they're fucking spawn point. Like, they were born into they got fucked. They were born into an immigrant family, or they were born overseas and then their parents had to come here illegally and offer a better life for them, but they haven't been able to reach that financial security. That budget shortfall is built into their existence. There's nothing you can do about it. And the unfortunate reality is, like, look, I come from a relatively affluent background. You come from a very affluent background. So this is not something that you've probably encountered, but being poor, especially when I was living on my own, being poor is very expensive. I had to fucking do some crazy shit to be able to, like, get this amount of protein that I need to fucking consume after working out. Like, I would get like expired chicken. You know what I mean? I lived in a fucking kitchen of a frat house. Not to say that, like, I made it so everyone else can or whatever the fuck. And I still had a fuckload of advantages in comparison to most other people that are in similar circumstances. But I know for a fact that, like, there are so many people who aren't able to get that leg up, that aren't able to ever reach any sort of point beyond financial insolvency because they had to fucking, they're saddled with debt. Because they went to college. They're saddled with debt because they have a shitty parent, like Felix mentioned. They're saddled with debt because medicine. That's the most insane part. They're saddled with debt because they just, they don't have health care. They went to the hospital. Some shit happened. And now they're fucked for the rest of their lives. That's insane. That's a bullshit system. That's not the wealthiest country on the planet. That's the worst country. Like, it's crazy how much we have and how much we could afford to do for our citizens, and yet we refuse to do so. It's bullshit. Also, yeah, the idea that, like, welfare makes people lazy is just ridiculous. It's like been, it's been disproven time and time again.
Yeah. Nope, you haven't changed my mind.
It's okay. How do you think billionaires should be treated? What is this? Let's see what this is.
Elon Musk, I think, passed the 300 billion mark. I mean, what do you do about it?
So think about what that
This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite Instagram accounts. It's so bad. I love it.
man's accomplished and how he's changed everybody's lives in space, and what he's done with electric cars, changing the economy, making it greener. Should we punish him for that?
We're not punishing. No, I'm a
Is he a bad
No. I'm a Elon
Did he not
Musk.
just pay $5 billion in tax?
How rich is too rich?
That's a terrible video, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I did not learn anything.
This is like a fucking financial advice thing.
Page.
This is how
You're way fucking better spending 50 hours doing your own homework on Twitter, YouTube.
Gary V. I love Gary V.
50 hours doing your own homework on Twitter, YouTube, and Discord on NFTs than any fucking thing going on in college. Yeah?
But what is step one, though? So you have to put in those 50
Do
hours.
what I did in January. What is an NFT? Enter. You're way fucking better spending 50 hours doing your own homework on Twitter, YouTube.
He's saying, dude, it's do your homework on NFTs.
Instead of going to college?
Instead of going to college. I love that.
Love it, because fuck college.
The concept of college, though, that, like, for 4 years, like, young people can just, like, hang out They can do bad Molly.
It depends on what you're studying and what you plan to do in life. But if you want to go study gender studies, no, like fuck it.
Why not?
But what if we're in it? What if
Well, you can choose to go do it. I just don't want to pay for it.
What if we're in a situation
That's your choice.
where it's like, oh, we need to. Aliens are invading Earth and they want to know about gender. They're gonna kill all of them.
Then I think I'd be more prepped
No.
and ready to answer them than someone who believes in.
There's just so much like worse.
2,900 genders.
There's just so much worse shit that you.
Wait, what are you studying in college?
I'm studying Chinese and international development, which is like.
Yo, he is literally
damn. He is
ready for the future, bro. He is so ready. This is oh my god, dude. He is literally gonna. He is straight up going to sell us out. Like when the Red Army, dude. When the fucking Red Army comes to liberate America, okay, he's gonna be like, these are the fucking counter-revolutionaries.
We're in the black category, content creators.
He straight up is gonna be like, these are unproductive laborers. They have betrayed the Marxist-Leninist principles.
We're done.
Kill them. And they're gonna fucking murder us.
Y'all are Giga Chads.
Yeah, we're just gonna be like, please, Leader G, please, I love high-speed rail. He's gonna like, no, fuck you.
I'll say,
bam!
Denounce universal housing or you're out.
Wait, I don't think they would give a shit about that.
No, I think it'd be like,
no,
yeah.
they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think like, honestly, if it's between me paying for like a military base in Okinawa that they don't want and like someone to like
and it's like
read a gender
spreading
book. I'm paying for the gender book.
Yeah, and spreading fucking STDs to like every fucking Japanese person and COVID.
Everyone in Okinawa is mad at them.
Yeah, it's just like please
go away.
Please stop doing drunk driving accidents. This is not America. This is Okinawa, and they're like, no, we're gonna do Florida in Okinawa.
You need some texture to life, like all the you know. Even all the college shit I think is stupid. It gives texture to something. And it's like, someone's getting something out of it. You know, for me, it could be nothing. But for someone, the best day of their life could be the day that they go to the gender studies class. That's beautiful.
Yeah. You can do gender studies online on Twitter.
No, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for like actual gender studies or whatever the fuck people want to study. Like, way more than like learning about gender from Tumblr, okay? Because that's the fucking real. That is way worse. Okay, I would rather have them like read a book or some shit and do college that way rather than learn it from like some fucking creepy like weirdo on Tumblr who's like, this is what it's like, 14-year-olds. Like, please learn about this from me. And then like that's everything that they know.
You should be going into a physical classroom taught by like sort of weird woman telling you about Andrea Dworkin
with like many cats. They're not
teaching you Andrea Dworkin on the internet.
No, they're teaching
like,
you.
She's out. She sucks. We hate her.
Yeah, they've canceled her already or some shit. I don't know.
But you're going into the classroom and it's a woman wearing like a bunch of beads. She's like, "Here's my favorite Andrea Dworkin shit." That'd be pretty cool. You know.
It's gonna be here soon.
Yum.
Finishing my undergrad in history, then going for an MA. I will say this: once you learn history, you either become a communist or become a liar. There's plenty of people who studied history do not agree with you, but hey, Matt Walsh just went on Dr. Phil to argue about gender pronouns. Shut up.
Addison. Dude. Oh, I've been dying to see this.
I feel like we will get fucking clapped for watching
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, right?
Why? Why?
Isn't he like super duper fucking copyright aggro?
He might be. Is that Cole Campbell in the video?
I don't know who this is. I don't know what's going on.
And I'm Ethan.
We've been together for about
5 years.
And
been married for 3 years.
I use they, them pronouns. Being non-binary just means that I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned.
Yes, do not watch.
Oh, really? Armpit hair! Oh, Lord!
Do you really have that reaction to armpit hair?
No, not on big, strong, muscular men, but...
I don't like it either. Like... I personally don't like it. It's not for me, but like, I don't fucking care.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Like... Look, the non-conforming shit, like people that want to do this sort of stuff, like I don't give a fuck. Like let them do.
I mean, I don't give a. It doesn't like keep me up at night. It's just gross, and I can say it's gross. Like they get mad and
outside of that
react to it.
If you would have been invited, what? If you would have invited Myth over? No, I'm not subjecting Myth to this. Okay. Okay, what is it?
My pronouns are he or they. I also identify as a non-binary. To me, being a non-binary means having the sense of freedom to explore my gender in whichever way I want. I don't have to perform or pretend to be someone I'm not. I can be my authentic self.
It's really important for us to share more information with people because people are curious. They want to.
Oh, look, Anthony's trans as well. We're just gonna keep hanging out like we're good pals, dude. Like we can have a fucking. We can. What do you want me to do? Kill him? Like what? Shut the fuck up, chatters. Oh my god. Like Jesus Christ.